and this is the fifth episode of Pageantry Norms. You know, in the beginning, beauty pageants, it was all about beauty alone. Back in 1839, there was the first Queen of Beauty was chosen in Scotland, and she was selected only based on her facial beauty. She was a married woman, and then decades later, the first beauty queen was chosen in Belgium, in a spa in Belgium, in a Concours de Butte, where another girl, a dark-skinned girl, was crowned. Now, several years later, the element of brains was entered into the picture. That's the reason why pageants right now, they actually focus on the beauty and brains of the candidates. It was only at the turn of the new millennium when the advocacy part was given the spotlight. Actually, um, it was the likes of Miss Earth and Miss Philippines Earth during the year 2000 when the advocacy part of any beauty pageant was really played to the max. And less than a decade ago, the advocacy was added with values. Nagkaroon na ng core values. And that is the story behind our episode this afternoon. The branding of Miss Universe Philippines. Alam nyo kasi, viewers, readers, friends, nakakatuwa to discuss about the branding of Miss Universe Philippines in order for you to understand where the different candidates are coming from. Kasi pag nakikita nyo sila, nagpo-promote ng product na ganito, ng product na ganyan, wala, parang you just see photos or you see them moving like Miss Universe P Awards back in the Downey commercial. Parang the connect is not yet there, and that is what we want to establish this afternoon. So, friends, we have four guests this afternoon. Please help me welcome first the ladies. Actually, three ladies and a wonder boy. Ang guests natin this afternoon. We'll welcome the first three ladies first. And we have three of the candidates of Miss Universe Philippines 2020. Let us start with the lady they hashtag as the Boholana Belgian. The Boholana Belgian from Tubigon, Bohol. I remember this girl because she was Miss Bohol a few years back. And then she joined another national beauty competition. That's Butiana Pilipinas. She won that one. She was one of the title holders. But now she is a phenomenal woman for Miss Universe Philippines 2020. Good afternoon, Pauline.
Hello, Tita Norman. Nice seeing you.
Please say hi to our viewers first.
Okay. Hello, everyone watching. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in. I'm your Boholana Belgian, as Tito Norman has introduced me earlier, Pauline Cucharo AMELINCX of the beautiful town of Tubigon from the wonderful province of Bohol.
I'll give you a trivia, guys. Parang Pauline is walking on ice at the moment, on thin ice, because she's not sure how stable her connection will be because two power interruptions na sila. So keeping our fingers crossed.
Yes.
Everything will be smooth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And si Pauline, nagkasama na kami sa Bohol niyan before when I judged Miss Bohol and she was the host. So kumbaga may mga fun memories na kami niyan sa Lona Beach. The white sands of Beach. Oo. And the bee farm pa yun.
Hope to get there or to be back there soon with you, Tito Norman.
I'm really looking forward to and para ma-enjoy uli natin ang Bohol. Now, I'll introduce the other ladies first, Pauline. Our second lady, she's always soaring on the wings of love because she loves to serve people. She was senior cabin crew member of one of the national airlines in the country. And among all the phenomenal women of Miss Universe Philippines, she is unique. She is the one who has the most unique hair because she's the one with the shortest hair, and that makes her very um, special. Friends, let's welcome from Cavite, Billie HAKENSON. Billie,
Hi,
hello, good afternoon.
good afternoon po, Tito Norman. Hi,
Please
everyone.
greet our viewers first.
Kapit po. I hope you guys are watching. Share the link para we have more viewers. By the way, I am Kimberly Hackinson, or you can call me Billy, and I'm representing the cradle of the Philippine Revolution and the historical capital of the Philippines, the province of Cavite.
I love the dress you're wearing, Billy. That would fit me somehow, I
I
think.
know, I bet.
Parang ang ganda-ganda. Parang ano, hindi ko nakikita. Yung strap nung kanyang bow, it's connected pala. Akala ko kanina parang tinape mo lang dito yung bow and naka-bustier
Ano
ka
tayo
or
dito?
something.
Ako na magsuot ng Miss Universe shirt. Sa'yo na itong buhok ko.
Oo nga, pero but I don't have the cleavage. Naku, Bega, parang
So it has a flare.
I'm
So
not
it can
as there's something to push up. Nag-push up talaga. My God, what are we talking about? Naluloko ako. Let me introduce the third phenomenal woman first. Our third phenomenal woman for this afternoon's episode. She is actually representing Albay, but she studied in Barcelona in Spain. She speaks fluent Spanish and she also speaks Bicolano. And before Miss Universe Philippines, she is known as the younger sister of Gabriela Ortega. But now this girl has really come to her own, and now we have to welcome Paula Madarieta Ortega representing Albay. Hola, Paula. Hola.
Manahay na
Paula,
angas, ang ganda po.
yeah. Please greet our viewers first, Paula.
Of course. So, hello everyone. Hola todos. ¿Cómo están? My name is Paula Madarieta Ortega, and I'm proudly representing my mother's province, Albay, home of the icon of the Philippines, Mayon Volcano. And thank you so much for joining with us today because I am very excited for me to be with you guys, and I hope you share and feel the love of our excitement for today's Zoom meeting.
Alam mo, you know, Paula, before I even met you personally, I plan to call you Señorita Paula because you know in Spanish they call the single woman Señorita, and if she's beautiful, then Señorita Paula. But the thing is, I don't speak a lot of Spanish, but I love
Mhm.
eating Spanish food. But that's as far as I would. Um, be very active about Spanish things. But you part of your growing up years was in Spain. You studied there.
Yeah.
Um,
So my parents actually met in Spain. Being two Filipinos from all around the world, they met in Spain, and that's where they got married, and that's where they got me. But even though I was raised in Spain, I really got a very big Filipino influence. And now that I'm here in the Philippines, I never feel homesick, if ever, of my parents. But yet again, I have my also my other family, my titas. I have so many titas in here in the Philippines, and yeah, I never feel homesick because it's also my home here.
Actually, I call Paula Senorita because she's so tall. When you see her in person, she really looks like one of those cosmopolitan girls walking on
Oh,
high heels. But
thank
the
you.
minute you talk to her, she's actually very down to earth. And
Thank
when I made her blog article about advocacy and all, I realized that okay, this girl has more to herself than just high heels and a very tall
Actually, it
girl.
happens here in the Philippines. The fact that I'm very tall and people might be intimidated by it, but also in Spain and wherever here in the world. But as you said, I'm actually a very warm person. I love meeting new people. So if you ever see me in the street, please do approach me because I will welcome up with, well, not open arms anymore because social distancing, but I will
With
give you
a
my
warm
biggest
smile.
heart. Exactly. You
Yeah.
will have that for sure.
Okay. Thank you, Paula. I'll introduce first our fourth guest so that we can start the discussion after.
Mhm.
Our fourth guest, actually, he is one of the pillars of Miss Universe Philippines. Actually, he is the guy na tawagan natin, siya yung pangalawang pillar ng Miss Universe Philippines na nakilala ko because even before the complete um, group of pillars have been formed, siya na yung kasama ni Mr. Jonas Gavo, ni Mama J, in all Binibini events before. Tapos ngayon, he is now the marketing and business development pillar of Miss Universe Philippines. Friends, please help me welcome the wonder kid of marketing, Wonder Boy, Mario Garcia.
Hello, Tito
Uh,
Norman. Good afternoon. And hello
Please
to
greet our
everyone.
viewers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yun naman ang
And
cute-cute ni Mario. Isipin nyo ba naman that he's already in his 30s? Isipin mo, akala ko nga parang he's just in his 20s. He's
wow,
very
thank
young. He's very, very young and he has a lot of creative ideas. That's why I long wanted to start this episode of pageant branding because remember when I told you about this before, I was even thinking of guesting the marketing point persons of each of the national pageants, but I decided teka mag-focus na lang tayo on one because there might be a conflict somewhere kapag sama-sama ko ang iba-ibang mga national pageants. So, isinama kita with the Phenomenal Women because all the marketing and branding efforts that you do are geared for the phenomenal women who are vying for the Miss Universe Philippines crown. Okay, before anything else, Mario,
mm,
the word or the phrase "phenomenal woman,"
mhm.
um, paano nag na-hatch yung phrase na yon? But bakit nagpunta doon sa direction na yon? Phenomenal woman. Diyos ko, alam mo ba, tawagin ka na nga ng beautiful woman, pressure niya. Pag phenomenal pa, parang it adds more weight. Okay, can you please
Yeah,
tell us briefly about how phenomenal woman was
sure.
created?
Sure, Tito Norman. So, well, actually, how much time do we have?
Oh my God,
No.
ito naman,
No, so just to focus.
nakakaloka.
No, just to focus on, I think there were three major steps that we went through in finalizing the catchphrase for Miss Universe Philippines. But more than the catchphrase, it was a process going to identifying our brand essence. So when you say brand essence, what are we going to stand for? So it was very important for us to really arrive at the right brand essence for Miss Universe Philippines. So the first step that we took was actually, well, number one, we did a self-evaluation. So what is Miss Universe Philippines? What are the things that it can do really well? What are the things it cannot do? What are the things it can improve on? And then from there, we figured who will be the best person to actually benefit from the kind of things that Miss Universe Philippines can offer. Okay. And then from there, we were able to identify it's really about catering to young Filipinas who are looking for inspiration or role models in terms of what they will do for their lives. Okay. And then, so as a last step, since we were clear on already what we want to offer, we thought of whether that offering would be something that is ownable and something that will be very unique to Miss Universe Philippines. And looking at Miss Universe Philippines, I don't think there's anyone who can actually doubt the level of influence it has to young Filipinos, especially young Filipinas, wanting to do something meaningful with their lives. So hence, we were able to arrive at the brand essence that talks about being able to shape beautiful Filipina leaders. And hence, for us, the best catchphrase to capture that would be phenomenal. Because when you're phenomenal, you're very influential. You're very influential for the right reasons.
I like the way you put it, no? Parang it really gives our viewers and even the other candidates an idea of it's not just about being called phenomenal. Kasi like whenever I do posts about the ladies, I would constantly use the hashtag phenomenal woman all the time. Pero
Mhm.
if I were the candidate, tapos nakikita ko yung post ng blogger na phenomenal woman, parang it really adds a lot of pressure on me to deliver. But
Yeah.
it also it should also motivate me kasi nga not all women can be called phenomenal. A lot
Yeah.
of women can be called beautiful or brainy, but phenomenal, it's something that's reserved only to a selected group of individuals kung tutusin.
Yeah.
Pero Mario, naku-curious
Mhm.
ako, bakit
Mhm.
naman dumagdag yung mga pahirapan ng vocabulary, big words na harbinger of hope, rallying point, role model. Alam mo,
Yeah.
talagang when I heard the, well, role model, sige, matatanggap ko because it's easy for me to expound on role model. Pero pag first time ko maririnig yung harbinger of hope, sabi ko, my God, what is that? Will I be the bringer of hope or something? So ginugoogle ko agad yan. Rallying point, ano yan? Mag-i-inside pa ako ng revolution? Okay, can you tell us briefly naman about those phrases na talaga namang pahirapan sa pag-intindi agad ng mga ibig sabihin?
Yeah, I guess Tito Norman, it goes back to the essence I was talking about earlier, which is about leadership. So we try to actually express that in everything that we do. So even, for example, in words that are not commonly used, we try to introduce that because for us, that shows leadership also, in a way that we can also teach new things to our target market, to our audience. And anyway, those two things are actually two good ideas naman. Yeah.
Mhm. So who's responsible for that word, harbinger? Ikaw ba yun?
Eh,
Lulula. Sabi ko na eh. Sabi ko, Mario must have thought of that harbinger word. Parang,
yeah.
when you say the word to me, parang naiisip ko, ano ba yun? Pagkain ba yan? Makina na sasakyan? Or whatever. Hindi mo agad maiisip na gano'n eh.
Yeah.
But it's really so you. Sabi nga ni Mox, nagsabi, oh my God, Harbinger of Hope is so Mario. Sabi ni Mox sa comment. Oo.
Alright.
Para yung rallying point. Saan naman ang galing yung rallying point?
But actually, Tito Norman, those three things came from our analysis really of what was going on during the time of pandemic. Well, at the onset of the pandemic, three things were very clear to us at that time. So there was so much confusion, there was so much despair, and there was also so much conflict. So we figured, as Miss Universe Philippines, we have to contribute something really good to the conversation and even to the society. So, and then we looked at the role of the brand, what it has always done, regardless of the unique challenges of the time. And for us, we were able to devise the three that, during the time of conflict, we can be a rallying point, the Miss Universe Philippines. And then during the time of confusion, we can be a source of role models. And then during a time of so much despair, we can be harbingers of hope. So that is where, that's the history of that, Norman.
Natutuwa ako kasi, kasi ako, I'm both a reader and a writer. So I have a love affair with words. So I really love it when people would use big words to stimulate the mind of other people. Kumbaga, sige, ume-etchos ako about Harbinger, but actually deep inside, I feel na parang, well, at least someone is using these words to really make some good sense in the pageantry scene with Miss Universe Philippines. And kaya, it leads me to my next question before I even talk to the girls. Kasi nga, di ba I told you before sa backstage, kanina before we went live that, Mario, hindi ba kayo nasi-challenge with Miss South Africa? Kasi nga, ang Miss South Africa, grabe rin ang branding nila. Face your power, embrace the future. Na para bang, and ako, yung isang candidate nila, pinagsalita ba naman ng what three words describe you? Sagot isang candidate, I'm brave, I'm courageous, and I'm enough. Ay, naku,
Yes.
may ganun narinig ko yung I'm enough. Sabi ko, ay, ako rin ka. Gusto ko rin ang I'm enough. Gusto ko rin gamitin yon. Now, I know that for others, it may look like a competition, but I think the growth of new minds and new ideas in pageants, talagang it's high time na mangyari na ito ngayon, especially ngayong pandemic. Ikaw, anong idea mo about yung ginagawa ng Miss South Africa sa kanilang mga ladies na patapangan talaga?
Yeah. I find it really also interesting, Tito Norman. I mean, the first time that they released the photos, so it caught the attention of so many people. But kasi for me, especially wearing the brand hat, South Africa is a unique brand, and it's a different brand also. And Miss Universe Philippines is
True.
also a different brand. I think it's
Yes.
not, for me, it's not our practice to, okay, looking at the other competition, how can we do it better? The way we work in Miss Universe Philippines, it's about, okay, how can we do things differently in a way that we can stay true to our unique essence? So watch out. You will actually see that in the next few weeks. So we're about to start major activities for Miss Universe Philippines.
Hindi, alam mo, natutuwa lang ako because our topic this afternoon is pageant branding. And then just an hour or two earlier, all the candidates have started outing their posts about, well, for this afternoon, it's about Downey. So parang
Mm-hmm.
nakikita yung because before they were doing the eyelashes, and then before that they had the Huawei. Tapos ang hinihintay ko na nga lang yung sa kotse eh. Parang susunod na yata yun eh. So I know that everything is scheduled, which is just as expected. Pero how do you lay down this marketing strategies to the ladies? Kasi syempre, these ladies are approaching the competition primarily as a pageant. Tapos, kapag isasama mo yung branding and yung marketing strategies, then it becomes a completely different lesson for them on how to do a pageant. How did you explain this to the ladies, Mario?
Okay. I guess, Tito, baka best to start with how we were able to arrive at the right partners. So we were very clear first on what Miss Universe Philippines has to stand for, and that would be beautiful Filipino leaders that can influence a lot of people to do meaningful change to their communities. So from there, we looked at the brands that can actually share the same values that we have. So for us, if a particular brand will not be able to complement or to share the values Miss Universe Philippines has, then they cannot be a sponsor. So all those actually who decide to sponsor Miss Universe Philippines believe that, you know what, we also share the values of your pageant, and it will make sense for us to work together, because from there we can form or create synergies that will make our message be better absorbed by our market. Okay, so from there it's easy now to cascade the point of any partnership with the contestants, because I start and actually pay more attention to, okay, this is what the brand believes in, and this is how it complements our values. So I will talk to them about the general values of the brands, and I leave it up to them to actually personalize those, because from there, when they personalize their take on every sponsor, it becomes more effective.
True. Okay, I agree to that because like with Downey earlier, alam mo that they are coming from entirely different experiences in life. Tapos at the end, ang parang magiging common thread na lang is the Downy product. So,
Yeah.
kumbaga, parang ang ganda-ganda nung approach palagi. Pero ito ang tanong ko sa iyo, Mario. What if, for example, I'm not a blogger and I'm a rich sponsor, and it so happens that the product that I manufacture is not entirely, well, not that good for a Miss Universe Philippines pageant? What will you tell me?
Um,
Oh, sabihin na lahat kunyari, beer. Beer. O
beer.
kaya whiskey. Or something that's medyo ano lang. Hindi naman natin sinasabing bawal, pero something that doesn't really play well with the image of a phenomenal woman right away. Hindi naman sa
Yeah.
we don't discriminate. Kaya lang, parang
Hmm.
yung sa top of your head lang, yung mga ganun.
Yeah.
Bagay.
Normally, I tell them about the values, and then I tell them that unfortunately, you also, I mean, you do not share our values, so it will not make sense for us to pursue the partnership. So, Tito Norman, to be honest, I had a lot of conversations like that with certain brands. So, may mga gusto, pero hindi natuloy. Kasi primarily that was the reason. They did not share our values. Yeah. Yep. But for example, let's say now Hinebra is a sponsor. So, 'di ba, parang kung titingnan mo kaagad, parang it doesn't make sense. But actually, they are touching on a very important value of Miss Universe Philippines, which is celebrating the best of Filipino culture. And not just celebrating the best of the Filipino culture, it's about showcasing the best of the Filipino culture worthy of the universe stage. So there's that important qualifier pa that we added in the end. So Hinebra also does that. So later on, when we reveal our partnership with them, you will see that, okay, this is about showcasing the best of the Filipino culture.
Nakakatuwa lang, no? Because alam mo, actually, Mario, I think regardless of what sponsor would be interested to tie up with Miss Universe Philippines, if that potential sponsor has the right values that he can share with you, okay, my product may not be so bagay to your pageant, but my values for my company are this and that. Kumbaga, parang there will always be a way to look at things differently and have a good partnership, hindi ba?
Yes, Tito Norman. Actually, we also have partner brands that are not really big, pero we think that, okay, they share the same values as Miss Universe Philippines, and then we believe that we can also help them grow their business. So for us, it's a win-win situation, and we pursue partnerships like that. Actually, last year we had a partnership with a cake brand that was relatively new. So, well, it significantly helped their sales. So we were very happy about that also.
Which is the end result naman talaga hinahanap ng mga sponsors, no? Para to make their brands more, or to amplify yung recall, yung familiarity of their brands, and yung magkaroon talaga ng maging popular yung mga brands nila, so to speak.
And
okay.
I guess it really increases Tito brand love. So funny, what do you call the story from that sponsor? So there was that consumer daw after seeing the ad of Miss Universe Philippines and that particular cake brand. Sabi niya parang mas sumarap yung cake this time around. So grabbing psychological impact also.
True.
So it's not just the imagery and all that, but also the psychological thing that it brings.
Totoo yun. Yeah. Okay, Mario, we'll talk to the three ladies first before we continue our discussion about the branding of Miss Universe Philippines. I told you, whatever answers you give me will be the prelude to the whatever questions I will ask them.
Yes.
Okay? Yeah. So this is the portion where we will be talking with the three ladies. Actually, I already give them a heads up on the phrase that will be assigned to them. But let's talk to Pauline first. Pauline.
Yes.
How does it really feel to be called phenomenal?
At first, when people started calling us that, and on a personal level, I felt that it was a very big compliment, and I was just looking at it more on the positive side. But then when I was thinking about it more, I started feeling, oh my God, there is a certain responsibility that comes along with it. I think responsibility might be the right word, though I don't want to use it as a point of pressure. But you start to realize as you go on with this journey that there are so many people who look up to us, who look up to you, and who look at you as an example and as a role model. And that's something that you're going to have to take as a challenge more than a point of pressure. And that's something that I think all of us are working on.
Yes. How about you, Billie? What is the effect on you being called a phenomenal woman, Billie?
Actually quite complicated because I think there are three types of people who receive compliments. There are three types of reaction that there is. First is those who 100% accepts the compliment because they're confident enough that they are that. And second would be those who still hesitate that they actually embody this compliment and they tend to feel shy and awkward about it. And then the third one is those people who feel like they totally deny the compliment. And I think I fall under the second category. And it's a sad thing because it roots from my self esteem, from a low self esteem, a low confidence. And um, during the quarantine period, I slowly tried to improve myself in that department so I can accept these compliments better. And so that's how I first received or reacted to receiving such compliments. So medyo awkward and shy.
Okay, Billy, remember I told the three of you ladies I will assign one catchphrase to each one of you. And I assign to you harbinger of hope. Okay, how can you connect yourself with harbinger of hope?
Yeah, so as I've said earlier, with my low self-esteem and low confidence level before, during the quarantine period, I was hoping I did self-affirmation exercises wherein I talk to myself in the mirror, just give positive phrases, positive descriptions of myself. And as a harbinger of hope, I am hoping that for other people to do the same thing because people who feel down needs all the positive reinforcement that they can get. And as a harbinger of hope, I wish to be that person. And it's a two-way street. I cannot give all the positive advices to people if they cannot do it to themselves first. So that's how I connected. Being described as a phenomenal woman and being a harbinger of hope.
Ayan, she did her homework. Natutuwa ako. Paula. Hola, Paula. Ikaw naman, Paula. How does it feel to be called a phenomenal woman?
Well, I have to follow up with my sisters here. What Pauline said is a responsibility, definitely, but it's a positive thing. It's definitely a pressure that really motivates us to be a role model. And what Billy said, we might encounter different obstacles during this path, and mostly now it's very timely. Everyone has gone through big obstacles, and myself also self-doubted myself. I'm not gonna lie here. I really asked myself if it's worth it to me to stay in here to participate in a pageant that is not a normal pageant. But talking with my friends, very important. Talking with my family have given me such a great support on what I believe in now. And now, being a phenomenal woman means for me to be a woman, a human that has their mistakes, their fears, and overcomes them. And I hope to influence this image to everyone because you're not alone. And I really hope to give this message to everyone here.
I'm just so pleased because some of our viewers are saying that this is like the Q&A of the finals already where the final three are giving their answers to
I
the
would love if this
questions.
is the top three. I would love this. These are my bestest of sisters of the pageant, definitely. And if are the top three, all three together, I wouldn't mind at all. I would be honored, definitely.
Yeah. Paula, I remember I told you I assigned you the words role model.
Yeah.
Okay, how do you connect yourself with being a role model?
So as I said before, I really struggled during this pandemic, this quarantine, about myself, about my purposes, my core values. And thanks to putting in a different insight through my family and friends, I've seen that I can reconnect and move my path, sorry, to the different perspective. And I want to give this power of self-thinking to everyone. Now it might be very difficult for us to find our purposes right now. But if you really talk with your people, with your dear loved ones, and trying to find the silver lining in the situation, I hope to give this image to everyone to find your better self.
You know, Paula, somebody gave you a compliment just now. Paula from Andrew. Paula is attentive to her sisters. It proves that she is humble. And humility is a core value of a Miss Universe. Oh my goodness. What can you say about that?
Uh,
Yeah.
First, I'm honored, but actually, Pauline and Billie are one of my biggest inspirations during this pageant. They are such strong and independent women that I aspire to be. And I don't understand what Billie said before of being self-doubt to herself, because she truly is someone to look up to. And we really, all of us, help each other during this pandemic. And I would just want to tell them that I love them so much right now. I miss you so much.
You're
I
making me
miss you
cry.
too,
Oh my
Pao.
God. Paula, ano na? Parang there are tears in her eyes already. My God, I'm just so touched. Yeah. Paula, I will go back to Pauline kasi
Sure,
hindi ko
sure.
natanong kay Pauline to earlier because
Yeah.
I assigned to her rallying point. Rallying point is what is your connection to that catchphrase, rallying point?
What I understand under rallying point is that we get to be someone who, through their words and through their actions, brings other people together for something meaningful and something purposeful and something that would hopefully bring about positive change. And during this quarantine situation, we've all had a bit of extra time to perhaps lend a hand here and there. And at the beginning of the quarantine, I was actually struggling emotionally, trying to get everything that's happening straight out in a line, and then coping with myself and coping with everything that was happening first, so that I could help myself first before I could be dedicating my time to other people and to organizations or groups maybe that would actually benefit from getting a helping hand. And I think that this is also very important for everybody to realize that we all have our own struggles and that we have a responsibility towards ourselves first, to make sure that we are okay first before we get to help others, even in a better way, through helping ourselves first. And hopefully by then, we can become a rallying point, someone who brings people together, and then together we can all do amazing things. But we have to first take care of ourselves.
Alam nyo, viewers, ito si Pauline, pag kasama ko yun in person, I always look up to her, well, because she's tall, and she's pretty, and my God, sabi ko, my God. And when she speaks, you listen because she just commands attention. Nakakatuwa. Now,
Well, I'm not that
ladies,
tall, Tito Norman.
well, alam mo, there are ladies who are not that tall, but um, they project an aura that is very statuesque because the minute they open their mouth, they talk about things that are full of sense. Now,
Thank you, Tito
we
Norman.
are doing some quick pageant Q&A here because some of my viewers actually, readers, sent in questions for you. I don't want naman to, I don't want to ask one common question for the three of you because the other two will get to hear the question right away and will compose their answer immediately. So I will start. Who wants to go first? Who wants? Ako?
No, me.
Go, Pao. It's all yours. Alphabetical
Okay.
order. Alphabetical order. I'll buy.
Okay.
Okay, let's do
Bye.
that.
Paula. Okay. Paula. This question actually was sent to me by my reader Brian May. How will you view the pandemic in a positive way? How will you view the pandemic in a positive way?
That is actually a super good question because that's what I've asked myself during these last 3 months. But what I'm trying to see in this pandemic, it's not the definition of your goals in life. This is definitely an obstacle. This is definitely something that stopped us everywhere in the world. But as I said before, no one is exempt of this situation. And I try to see this as a challenge to overcome my fears and find myself. And with that, I become stronger and more determined on my goals right now, which is really advocating of self healthcare and universal healthcare right now.
Thank you so much, Paula. You may rest easy because you have answered the question. Let's go to Miss Bohol. Pauline.
Yes, Tito Norman.
Okay, Pauline, this question is nakakalito ng konti, but I think hindi
Oh
mo
my
na alam
gosh.
mo nakakalito sa'yo. Okay, remember earlier, Mario and I have been talking about the brand of Miss Universe Philippines. Okay, so a brand is what makes you in this competition. Now, yung advocacy mo, specifically when I wrote about your yellow boat of hope and everything you do for the
Yes.
kids, does it help you establish your personal brand and how?
Yes, it does help me establish my personal brand. The Yellow Boat of Hope Foundation has been with me since late 2018, early 2019. And it's because of that foundation that I was able to discover or maybe even rediscover an integral part of myself that would allow me to help other people. And that's just by using my art to inspire kids about the beauty that's around them and hoping that I can give them something educational yet fun to start with. And this all happened because of the Yellow Boat of Hope Foundation. And I don't think I would have come to this point in my life where I was able to print out and publish a coloring book if it wasn't for them, if it wasn't for their generosity and their support in bringing me to the island community that they adopted here in Tubigon. And it's because of all of that that I can really say that the Yellow Boat of Hope Foundation isn't just a brand for me. It doesn't help me with my brand. They're like a family to me already. And I'm really grateful that I've met them back in 2018.
My God, this is really a tough Q&A round, no? So, which means that we go to Cavite.
Go
Billie. Billie, here is your question. This was also sent to me by my reader, Brian May. Billie, if you have less than a minute to speak to the whole world, what Filipino virtue will you teach and why? If you have less than a minute to speak to the whole world, what Filipino virtue will you teach and why?
I will talk about the spirit of buying hand. It may not be a specific virtue that is worldly renowned, but it is something that is purely Filipino. Spirit of bayanihan, which I am sad to say is slowly dying, and I hope to revive, and not just revive in the Philippines, but also worldwide. And with the number of people that is not just in the US, they're all over the world. This is easily achievable, and this can easily be shared to everyone. Once again, it's the spirit of bayanihan. Thank you.
So, ako sa inyo, pahirapan talaga ito for the judges on who. Sabihin ko nga sa mga readers ko, kayong mag-judge sa kanila. Now, may second round ito kasi may mga may mga questions dito na dinala ang ating mga readers. Okay, Paula, the question for you is this. If you will be the representative of the Philippines in Miss Universe, this is from Tito D, how will you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10? If you will be the representative of the Philippines in Miss Universe, how will you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10?
Of what I understood of the question is to rate myself 1 up to 10.
Yes.
If I'm becoming
Yes.
I really hope, and I aim to be number 10 up there. I really want to be the Philippines proud of me, of being representing the whole country, which for me it would be a great honor and definitely a big responsibility. But I really feel that I'm a Filipina by heart, and I will be very proud to showcase it to the universe how Filipinos are, how resilient we are, and how warm we are around the world.
My God, that's a very good answer, Paula. Natutuwa ako, Senorita Paula. Pauline,
Yes, po.
okay. What is the most significant change you have seen in the world in the last 10 years? This is a question from John Paul Amil. What is the most significant change you have seen in the world in the last 10 years?
I think one of the most significant changes is that a lot of people have taken to the online platform to do their daily activities, like to sell or to share emotions or to talk to friends, even be it only on an online platform. And though it is great, it does connect so many different people, but we also have to remember that, especially during these pandemic times, that we cannot set just aside the social interaction, even though there are limits at the moment, and it's sad to say that there are. But being able to see someone face to face, for example, even if it's 6 feet apart, might just make a world of difference compared to seeing that on an online platform. And I think now, because of the quarantine that we're had, I think we're beginning to appreciate the older ways when we weren't as busy online as we were before. And I think that this is a great time to reflect on those things and to hopefully even reach out more. And I want to give a special shout out also to Billie and to Paula for checking up on me as well during this quarantine period, because it has been very challenging for me, and I'm sure very challenging to the other girls. And it's just really meant the world to me that they sent me messages. Paula has sent me voice messages, and I'm just so happy that I was able to read and hear all of that. It really helped me. Thank you, girls.
Oh,
Ay, alam mo, I feel so, natatouch ako sa inyong tatlo because I can really feel the connection. And to think that when I decided to have the three of you as the
that is
three
a good
guests.
question. I really wonder why the three of us. Like when I saw it, I was like,
Okay. Alam mo, it's actually very simple.
I know the answer.
Yeah, sige, what's the answer, Pauline?
It's ABC, Albay, Bohol, Cavite.
ABC of the universe.
That is one. That is one actually. The ABC is one of the reasons behind that. Totoo naman yun eh. But honestly, it wasn't random. I had no particular girls yet in mind, and then somehow when I decided on one, then another one followed, and then na-complete yung tatlo, and then I messaged the three of you simultaneously, and then ikaw pa nga Pauline na pinaka-last na nag-answer eh. Oo,
I'm so
kasi
sorry.
si Billie ang bilis ng sagot. Si Paula sumagot agad. Sabi ko, si Pauline, ba't ang tagal ng sagot ni Pauline? My God, parang
sorry.
feeling ko baka mamaya hindi siya sumagot agad. Pero I understand, you're not in social media all the time din naman. So, is Billie ready for her question? Because she has the toughest question.
Oh!
I say,
I have something.
yes.
Instead of ABC, it should be NCAB. So parang NCAB. Norman, Cavite, and Bible.
Oh my God.
Alright.
Ay talagang, alam mo,
Yun na.
pag ako hindi ako nakalipad sa isang eroplano na sa senior cabin crewhan mo, ewan ko na ha. Kaya sa inapon na talagang mahirap na question. Now, I say that this question is hard because of the reactions that I'm getting from Pauline and Paula about the closeness of the three of you. Okay, Billie, this is a question I just formulated, just right at this very minute. Billie, hypothetically, let's say that you are the final three girls for Miss Universe Philippines.
Do it.
Okay. And the question, and you are the first one to give an answer, and the question is this: why will I choose you over Pauline and Paula? Why should I choose you over Pauline and Paula? How will you answer that question? She's holding to her heart, which means that it's hard to answer.
Very
I love it. I really
Especially,
love it.
I am extremely
Uh,
close with these girls. I like extremely tight. These aces and queens sisters. Oh my god, it's heartbreaking to choose. But okay, let's try it. So I think I should be chosen because of my age. No, kidding aside, that's not the answer. That's not the answer. But I think because of my flaws, because of my imperfections, and because of my weaknesses, and my ability to see and recognize and be self-aware of all of these things gives me the opportunity to see my potential to grow as a person, as a phenomenal woman, and as the best Miss Universe Philippines that can be. Thank you.
Alam mo, natuwa ako bigla doon because instead of saying something to boost her so much, she spoke about her flaws. Na parang it's the flaws that will humanize her into becoming the best queen for the crown. Parang ganon.
Miss Universe.
Well, bakit? Pauline and Paula, papayag ba kayo na ganon? Na, na, ano,
This to us. Why?
okay, the two-piece, Paula and Pauline, I will put you on the spot. What will make us choose you over the two others? Like Paula, why will I choose you over Pauline and Billie, and uh, Pauline, why will I choose you over Billie and Paula? Okay, Paula first. Paula first.
Gosh.
I'm
If
loving this.
you're so
I'm
mean.
loving this.
Oh my
I'm
God.
loving this.
It's very hard to answer. I mean, okay. Firstly, if I ever be in the top three with these three girls, I would be completely honored, as I said before. But I think I stand out of the three of them because I really see because I'm taller than each other. Because I really welcome everybody's personality and backgrounds, and I listen to them in order to outgrow myself. So I really, my definition of myself is a mixture of everyone's experiences and personalities. And that's why I think I'm capable to represent the whole Philippines because that's what I really aim to do.
Natutuwa ako sa mga sagot yun. Palipat-lipat yung corona. My God. Parang the crown just won't stay on one girl. Pauline, ikaw, sige. Let's see how you will answer that question.
I am me. You can see me as how I have presented myself to you today. And if you see me for who I really am, someone who still needs to work on herself a lot, but someone who has already conquered many of her fears as well, then I hope you can see that I'm also someone who is willing to work on herself, even more so with the help of such an amazing organization. And I'm sure that with your help, I'll be able to expand my platform, expand my advocacy, and hopefully touch the hearts of many out there watching and inspire them to do great things as well.
Natutuwa ako. Alam mo, the crown just won't stay on one head. Now, ako, tanungin niyo ako, why will I choose myself over the
Yes.
three of
Level three,
you?
come on.
Okay, I have an answer. Because I'm brave, because I'm courageous, and because I am enough. Why? Kinopya ko lang yung sagot na yun. That's an answer.
Phenomenal.
That's an answer I got from another, from a foreign candidate actually, and it inspired me every time because it's always nice to be that confident to say that you are enough for something, because the three of you are actually, if we can only put all three of you in one body, with all the qualities, with the beauty and everything. But that's impossible because we're not scientists here doing the impossible experiment. But at the end of the day, I always believe that destiny or fate will always dictate um, who the winner will be during the finals on October. It's so hard to say that one will be doing well over the other. Sometimes on the finals night itself, you will just discover that, oh man, the breaks are going my way, so maybe it's time for me to really step up. But all of you are really giving your best in everything. No, so if I were just a candidate of Miss Universe Philippines, then I will definitely give you all a run for the money. Yeah, because I will also with my downy picture with my eyelashes by Ayumi
Yeah.
and the Huawei phone. That's why I keep on asking Mario, what will be the point of reference once the girls would start promoting the car that will be won by the Miss Universe Philippines. Marius already joined us. Nakasegue ako. Sumegue ako talaga doon eh. Because we're going to segue to that. Because
Yeah.
the people, they can already see the trend on how these phenomenal women are actually
Mm.
doing their best to tie up with the marketing sponsors of the brands that the pageant is getting for the competition, and how they tie their advocacies to this um,
Mm.
brands as well. Ikaw, Mario, anong masasabi mo dito sa ating tatlong phenomenal women? Of course, siyempre, you cannot really go all out. No? Kumbaga, parang impression mo lang sa kanila because you're a pillar, so I don't want to put you on the spot. Yeah, but if you find me the most beautiful, then I don't mind.
No doubt.
No, but this is not BS, but I think they are perfect examples of how to live by those three ideas of being harbinger of hope, um, and then a rallying point and also a role model. So you can see that in all the activities that they did in the last 3 months, actually, while we were experiencing this pandemic, and well, we're still experiencing it. But yeah, they are perfect examples of how we want a Miss Universe Philippines to be like.
Oh, di ba? Oh, ladies, what can you say about that? Kita mo,
Lumipat na po yung role niya
and
kay Sir
oo.
Mario.
Pero Mario, talaga, it's true. I never specifically assembled itong tatlong ito together. Kasi mali ko ba naman na sila yung close na close. It's just, siguro it's destiny na sila yung magkakasama. Pero if the girls actually got a question from a viewer, the toughest question was reserved for you, Mario.
Oh, what is it?
One of No, because remember, I was telling you backstage about this reader of mine who also does brand marketing in the US. He has a very long question for you, so you have to listen carefully. This
Okay,
is a very long question. My God, okay, are you ready, Mario?
okay, I'll try my best.
Actually, it's a long question, but actually, it's not really that tough. Okay, the question for you, Mario, is this. Most beauty pageants are into full or semi hibernation after the coronation of a winner, only to resurface the following year for another crowning event.
Hmm.
Would sustained brand building activities keep Miss Universe Philippines connected to its audience 365 days a year? If so, what activities are in the pipeline? Would these activities involve the other phenomenal women with accredited partners scattered throughout the country? Ang haba ng question na yon. Yun na yung question na yon. So basically, it's all about will you be able to sustain the
Hmm.
branding that you're giving to these ladies for the winner and for all the other phenomenal women for an entire reign?
Yeah. So actually, Tito Darwin, I think I go back to the entire big idea behind Miss Universe Philippines, which is about leadership. So we try to express that in many different ways. So let's say in that a very key component of the pageant, such as learning journey. And then also in terms of changing the pageant experience, yes, he is quite correct there that sometimes after crowning a winner, it becomes quiet. But we are going to change that by making sure that there will be sustained initiatives to keep the winner connected with the audience and also make her continue to push for her advocacy. So that's one of the new things that people can look forward to this year. It's not going to be a one-time, big-time thing. It's going to be sustained. So there is a business sense to that, and there's also benefit in terms of engaging fans better if we do it that way.
Actually, that's what I'm waiting to hear from you, Mario. Na parang all the efforts that you are giving to Miss Universe Philippines right now, it's not a one-time, big-time thing. Na parang after the crowning, parang wala lang, parang all quiet on the Western Front, and parang things will only be busy if the winner herself would make that effort to step up in her social media presence, so to speak. Okay.
Yeah.
So
if you sorry, go ahead.
yes, Mario, please continue.
No, so if I think in one of Shamsi's interview, she also mentioned about a Miss Universe Philippines will not be dependent on, let's say, how the main Miss Universe organization will be doing their activity. So we are an entity that will continue to pursue our advocacies as well, regardless if there will be major events in the international arena or in the local arena. We are committed to building the Phenomenal Woman brand consistent.
Alam mo, ladies, pag akong pinagsasabihan ng ganun, parang I feel so happy and proud that I'm a phenomenal woman. Hindi ba? Nakakatuwa. Yeah, eto na naman, may question na naman dito. Pero before I ask this question, I want to ask the three ladies. Parang ang sarap-sarap nilang to put them on parang hot spot talaga. Yeah. Okay. Ito, sabay-sabay niyo marinig yung question, but I'm sure you will have three different reactions as your answer. Okay. In a perfect world, the winner of Miss Universe Philippines 2020 will be crowned by Miss Universe Philippines 2019. Walang intriga dito sa question na to, ha? Sinabi ko lang, segue ko lang yun. In a perfect world. So if that perfect world will exist, and you are the final three, and you see in front of you that the chairman of the board of judges is the reigning Miss Universe Zozibini Tunzi. Okay? Nakatingin kayo sa kanya, how will you sell yourself to her in just very briefly? Kumbaga, without, kasi si Zosie mahilig siya sa yung mga may suntok na mga one-liners or something like that. Talagang I will put the three of you on the spot because our viewers are really impressed with the way you answer questions. So, if you are the final three girls, for example, and the chairman of the board of judges is Zozibini Tunsi, Miss Universe 2019, and she will just challenge you to give me a catchphrase that will make me want you to become the next Miss Universe Philippines. Please avoid using harbinger of hope, rallying point, and role model because it's existing already. Okay, let's start with Billie this time. Reverse. You're in front of Zozibini right now. Talagang may bundong hininga. Okay, that's nice. So, yeah.
I'm trying to get it from somewhere deep, and it's not something that's I feel very comfortable talking about. And I just recently started talking about it. So let's begin. I was a victim of gender-based violence against women, which is still prevalent as of the moment, and is continuously giving women a hard time in achieving equality. And as a candidate of an organization as big and as ambitious as this one, I think I can be a tool for them to use in terms of voicing out women's desire in women's right to equality. And I want to use and utilize this voice and this opportunity to make them realize that they are worthy, that they are relevant, and that they are unstoppable.
Natutuwa naman ako. She really stepped up to the plate. Oo. Oo, medyo lumampas siya sa timer, pero okay lang, pinibigyan ko because malalim ang hugot ni Billie eh. Okay, so since we're in reverse, Pauline, you're next.
Okay. Sorry, was there a question given beforehand? I had a slight Wi-Fi issue.
Okay.
Sorry.
So, if a perfect world exists and Miss Universe Philippines 2019 will crown Miss Universe Philippines 2020, and then you discover that the chairman of the board of judges is Miss Universe 2019 Zozibini Tunsi, and you're one of the final three, and you're standing in front of her, and she will choose who's the winner, but you need to give her something that's not too long, but something that is impactful to convince her that you should win over the two others. What will you tell her? Without saying something about the two others, of course. About yourself.
Right. About myself. I'm someone who is very emotional, someone who is very empathetic also to everything that's happening around her. And though I may struggle with these things, may struggle with myself even sometimes, I'm the kind of person who constantly tries to be better than who she was yesterday. And I hope that in many ways, I can inspire other girls or other men even out there to do the same, to not compare themselves to other people, to not think that they're not worthy, but to find that inner strength within themselves, bring it out, and then help other people in the same way as well. That's something I would really want to be able to do, and I'm sure that she would be able to help me with that as well.
Natutuwa ako sa inyo, pero I will really reserve it. There will be a twist pagdating kay Paula. There will be a twist. Okay? I'll make things a little tougher for you, Paula.
Oh no.
Okay.
It's already so tough right now.
Okay.
But I'll try to
All right. Paula, let's say, just for the question will be the same, but I will add another dimension.
Okay.
Let us say that Zozibini Tunsi speaks fluent Spanish. Just for this question, answer the question in Spanish first, then translate to us in English afterwards. Okay. Say it in Spanish first, then translate to us in English. I just want to see the extent of how you will show your grace under pressure.
So you want me to answer in Spanish and then translate it in English?
Yes, yes.
Okay. This is going to be hard because, again, it's not the same as speaking in a language than thinking in a language. So it's like really changing my chip right now.
But it's okay. It's okay. It's all right.
So, primero, Sophie, I think, perdón, es que it's very hard. Again, Sophie, creo que eres una inspiración muy grande para el mundo, sino para el universo. Creo que tu respuesta en la sección de pregunta-respuesta de ser líderes es algo que tenemos que transmitir todas las mujeres y todos los individuos en el mundo, y espero poder vivir a ese nivel, porque creo que inspirando a otra gente siendo una líder es una manera increíble de vivir, y espero poder hacer eso como usted ha hecho. So I said in English, oh God, this is gonna be hard.
So Teacher Norman should translate.
Yes,
No, not too. Okay, if I translate it for Paula, then she will eventually win the title because I will give a very
You change everything.
wonderful. Okay, Paula, translate to us in English.
I said, I think Zozibini has been a definite, very important. I really have to translate. Sorry. Zozibini has been a very impactful image in the Miss Universe legends, and giving that message of being a leader is something that we should aspire, not only women but all individuals, And I really hope, and I think I'm capable to live up to that level because I really want to inspire a lot of people out there by being a leader.
Natuwa naman ako bigla sa translation na yon. Parang ano talaga, it's so,
Heartfelt.
it's so Josephine. Ang able naman, si Josephine pala can speak Spanish. No? She can understand
Galing,
you.
it would be
Natuwa.
mesmerized.
Balik tayo sa iyo, yeah, Mario. Kasi nga, I've always said all throughout this pandemic that the fourth element in the beauty pageant is already existing. It all started with beauty, and then dumagdag ang brains, and then advocacy. The fourth is always the most important for me. It is the values, the core values that exist in each one of us, and we cannot generalize the core values of these ladies, for example, because they all have different ones.
Yeah.
Pero ikaw as a marketing and business development guy of Miss Universe Philippines, what values are you hoping the next winner to really spread to all the
I see.
people out there?
Yeah.
Parang wishful value.
Yeah, I think I hope that she will have a very moving story in a sense that it can also move people to seek the best versions of themselves. Actually, not just the best versions of themselves, but also the phenomenal versions of themselves. So, and that can really depend on whether she's able to rise above the challenges, whether she would continue to stay positive, and whether she can actually unite a lot of people in terms of pursuing worthy initiatives that can benefit a lot of people. So those things.
Ayun na. Okay, ladies, hindi ko naman sinasabi na tatanungin ko na kayo ng core values nyo. Baka naman yung core value na sinabi ni Mario biglang sabihin nyo. Ha? Okay, but honestly, if I ask you what core value comes to your mind first, if I ask about kayo, you as a person, what is your best core value? What is the value that you give the most importance to as a person? Let's start in the middle. Pauline,
All right.
what core
Um,
value are you most proud of?
I'm not sure if there's a word for it, but something that I've become very proud of in the recent years of myself is that I was able to find purpose in my passion, and which was my art, and then sharing it with kids, and then being able to make a dream come true by creating a children's coloring book. And I hope I'm not being vain or anything by being proud of it, but I think that has been a very big achievement in my life as well, and it's something that I'm very proud of. And if there was a word to describe being finding purpose in your passion, then I would use that word. But let's just stick to that phrase lang for now.
Okay. Alam mo, actually, Pauline, it doesn't matter. A coloring book is an achievement because you did it for the kids. Ako nga, if I can only create a new game that would take them out of their smartphones and out dito sa garahe or in the streets in order to enjoy life as kids, then I would do that. Okay, Billy, how about you? What core value are you most proud of that you possess?
I think it's my commitment. I value commitment on top of so many things because with everything that's going on right now, it's just so easy to quit. It's so easy to give up. But I describe myself as unstoppable, and I'm not. This pandemic, whatever is happening right now, is not going to stop me from pursuing what I want. And this is just a setback. This is just a catapult to greater things. And being committed to something important is one thing that can push us forward. And so that's what I believe in.
Thank you so much, Billy. Before we ask Paula to answer, magbigay lang tayo ng shout out with the Ashties because they're watching. Shout out to Ashti, Bessie, Besana, Mox, and Miguel. They're watching us. Um, I think eventually you girls will also be tapped to guest in their Ashley Nights because they really want to focus on the phenomenal women.
Actually, Doc
Yeah,
Kenny already messaged us, but
yon.
kaya lang I already penciled in this schedule. So it's supposedly dapat it's for tonight eh. Pero sayang.
Well, unahan daw eh. What can I do? No, joke lang yun. Okay, ikaw na. Your time to answer. What is the core value you're most proud of and why?
Definitely one of my core values that I'm very proud of to showcasing is to the core value of giving. I love giving and helping people because it really fulfills me as a person, and that's why I pursued to be a nurse, because I think it's the essence of helping people in order to make them feel better. And truly, if you could feel what I feel when I see someone smile because I gave them that smile, that is something I cannot explain with words nor can get with money. And I believe with this kind of platforms, definitely a way for me to reach a lot of people and being able to help them and get a smile from them.
Thank you so much, Paula. Dapat mag-Spanish ka pa rin uli. The people are enjoying your Spanish versions. Marlo, babalik ko lang sa'yo kasi iikot natin ulit sa girls because the Ring Light series of Miss Universe Philippines was started last week ba? Or I mean, the promotion.
The promotion, okay.
Of Ring Light series. Yeah. So,
Without us.
ano ba talaga may expect namin do sa ring light na yon for the purpose, because I already blogged about it very lengthily, but for the sake of our readers who would like to look at the ring light series from a layman's point of view, how will you explain the ring light series to someone who would rather see a shortcut explanation to everything?
Yeah, I guess yung one line explanation to that would be, for a lot of things that are usually not shown on TV, in terms of what contestants go through, they will see that in ring light. So they will get a lot of insights about the journey of a specific contestant. And maganda, especially now that, okay, we give them these values or these ideas such as harbinger of hope, role model, and
Rallying point.
Pero all of them actually have their own journeys towards reaching those points of being able to live up to those three ideals. So ring light will allow them to actually see that journey.
Okay. Now, actually malinaw na sa akin noon pa eh. Kaya I want the viewers to also get a different angle to the explanation of Ring Light series. Now, kayong girls, I know that each one of you have been asked to have your beneficiaries. Don't go into sobrang daming detail about your beneficiaries. But what made you decide on your specific beneficiaries? Ano yung need na kailangang ma-fill up? That's why you chose them as your beneficiaries for the Ring Light series. Okay? Reverse tayo. Paula, you will start. ABC tayo ulit. Paula, yung beneficiary mo, why did you choose that beneficiary? Not very lengthily, but you just give us an idea.
Oh, don't worry. Basically, I chose Rosa Maciada. She is an elderly woman that lives in the suburb of Albay, in Daraga. And she is part actually of one of the beneficiaries of Adopt a Grandfriend that is held in Albay.
That's nice. Wait. Adopt a grandfriend?
Yeah.
That's so cool. Kaya ko lang narinig yun. Okay, continue. I have to butt in kasi ngayon ko lang adopt. Mario, adopt a grandfriend. Nakakatuwa. Di ba?
Yeah.
Okay, Paula, continue. Pasensya na po.
Don't worry. I'm very happy that you feel like that because I also feel like that about this organization. It's done by my friend Alfred, and it's about fundraising and having a friend that is an elderly that is very struggling in these times. Not mostly there are people that live by themselves and they don't have the economical means to live, but they struggle a lot right now. And mostly in this pandemic, elderly people are really struggling right now, and because they cannot see their family, they are very isolated right now. So these kind of organizations really help these people. And I rose Rosa Masiada because she's from Daraga, Albay, and obviously my province. So.
Muchas gracias, Paula.
De nada.
Yeah. Pauline, why did you choose your beneficiary?
My beneficiary, we fondly call her Ate Yvonne, but he's actually officially known as Eduardo Apollonias. And I've known him since 2017. He was my makeup artist for Miss Bohol and was also my chaperone for the activities. So he was very dependent on social events like pageants or weddings to do the hair and makeup of the bride to be or of the pageant the contender. But of course, because of the pandemic, there have been no social events, and I felt that perhaps he was struggling also under that. But then at some point, he was able to turn it around and even inspire me because he took the initiative of starting to sell fruits, vegetables, even other crops or even other commodities using his motorbike, going door to door, house to house to the people who would message him on Facebook. Now, oh yeah, I want this, I want that from your list, and it was such a display of willpower and initiative that he was able to do that and to use that as a way of coping during this pandemic. And he actually caught me by surprise when he messaged me about it and when I found out about it. And in a sense, it's also helped me and my family stay safe at home while we still get to buy our vegetables and our fruit. And it has been very inspirational for me. And I hope that with this ring light series, I might be able to help him. Of course, there are many other people who do this as well, and unfortunately, I can't be making a world of difference. But I hope that this ring light series would be all the difference to Ate Yvonne, and hopefully it would inspire other people to maybe help other people who are doing similar things as Ate Yvonne. Just by instead of going to the market, maybe ask your neighbor who is doing something similar to maybe buy from him or her.
Thank you so much, Pauline. Billy.
So, my beneficiary, her name is Diane. It was actually a group effort with me and my family because, for those who don't know, I'm currently living in Cebu, so I don't have access to talking to people around our neighborhood. So I asked my mom if she can suggest someone to me and if it's possible for her to talk to them. And she straight up called me and said she has someone in mind. And this woman is our neighbor before. We used to live in a really small apartment in Silang Cavite, and this lady lives in a river by the riverbanks, and she's suffering from hyperthyroidism. And being an advocate of women, she is actually a single mother. And given that her situation, she has that situation, makes it extremely hard for her to do daily tasks. And she has a kid who is studying, and she's working as a sales lady in her palengke. And the fact that she's doing all this for her kid is something that's really inspiring. That she is a definition of unstoppable. Like, she is sick, but she's still doing her best for her kid. And it's just sad that cases like this, hyperthyroidism, is something that can easily be prevented or can easily be cured nowadays. But she doesn't have the means to do it, and so I'm hoping that I can be someone who can help her, or with the help of this organization, they can help me help her. So that's why I chose her.
Thank you so much, Billy. Before we leave you with that answer, I just have a question, Billy. Is that a telescope at your back? I'm just curious. Do you, are you into astronomy or something? Like, do you watch out for the Cassiopeias
It's
and
for
the
the neighbor.
stars? And the...
No,
Alam niyo, actually, yes, Billy.
we are currently in my game room, so I have here my flight simulation because I'm into, I like, I don't know, playing around with flying and everything. So, and I also like looking up at the stars. So during quarantine, this is like a little project that I started doing. Kasi natapos ko na lahat ng chores sa bahay. I even cleaned my own split type AC dahil hindi makapasok ang maintenance school. So, marunong na ako. So, I got this, I have something to study.
Alam mo naman ako, I really notice a lot of things whenever, no? No, actually, the reason why I ask you about your beneficiaries is because, remember, ladies, I spoke to you about your individual advocacies and I blogged you. Talagang kinarir ko ang pag-blog ko sa inyo individually about your advocacies. And somebody or some of my friends have been encouraging me to actually come up with a separate vlog which will parang share my favorites among the advocacies. Sabi ko naman, para naman ako ayokong i-share pa yung mga favorite advocacies ko because these are the activities or the causes that the ladies are really focusing on. So parang ayoko na mag-share ng favorite ko. Pero obvious naman yung pinaka-favorite. Sinabi ko sa mga readers yung favorite ko doon. Because, well, I was a teacher, so my heart goes out to teachers. So, syempre, yung mga teachers sa mga candidates, malapit yung advocacy nila sa akin. Especially that the advocacy of your fellow candidate from Surigao, si Carissa, about the Mamanwa children in the indigenous community na parang maturuan magkaroon sila. Tsaka yung kay Skelly na inclusivity sa education ng mga special kids with special needs, parang ganon. So I'm really very happy that alam mo Mario, naluto ako because in pageants we don't usually talk about these things. Para bang these things are so, I don't want to use the word taboo, but these are subject matters that some people find boring or dragging. But this is actually the part that will advance or elevate the level of beauty pageantry. I see nothing wrong with other national beauty pageants, but since Miss Universe is Miss Universe, they should lead the way in elevating talaga the image of pageantry in the Philippines. And with you, Mario, as one of the pillars, syempre the responsibility is on your shoulder, along with the other pillars, of course.
Yeah, on everyone's.
Parang ganoon. So, since we are already wrapping up, ito may mga additional questions pa na Q&A for the ladies. Ang hirap naman ng tanong na ito, parang kinwestiyon yata kay Lara Data to noong Miss Universe 2000 na para bang, paano daw kung sa labas ng bahay nyo mayroong nagkakaroon ng rally about pageants objectifying women or something like that. Pero, I think you've already done that. You've already practiced about that before. So, what I will ask you girls is to give your hopeful parting words to our readers because, after this live program, definitely it will still be viewed continuously throughout the next week and a half. So, talagang tuloy-tuloy lang to. Give me your parting words dahil si Mario ang magbibigay ng final shot mamaya na kailangan may punchline talaga na parang very imperative yung last phrase or statement niya. Okay? We'll go back to the ABC. Paula, give me your parting words, final words for our readers. Whatever you want to share with them in terms of before we end the show.
To our viewers or to our leaders? I didn't understand that one.
To our viewers first, but if you want to share it to the leaders, I don't mind.
Because there's a slight difference there. To our viewers, first of all, thank you so much for joining us because definitely you are the main reason we are here. Your love and support really gets to us. And for me, it really drives me of what I want to become, which is an inspiration, a role model, and to be this is just the beginning of Paula Madarieta Ortega on whatever it will come after, because I will really want to inspire and bring out the best of everybody to bring out their best smile.
Thank you so much, Paula. Pauline,
Thank you so much.
parting words.
To everyone who made time to view this live interview today, thank you so much. Thank you for continuously sharing your support for us. Don't forget to take care of yourself as well, both emotionally and physically, especially during these quarantine times. And we might be on the same ocean, but we are on different boats. We cope with this pandemic in different ways, and I just hope that we can all cope in our best way possible, in the best way that we know. And I just hope that all of us can also continue to discover and rediscover ourselves, to continuously use our talents for something meaningful and something purposeful, as I hope to inspire other people to do. Take care always, and God bless.
Thank you, Pauline. Naloka naman ako sa we are in one big ocean but we're in different boats. Talagang may boat pa rin talagang masasama, no? Yellow boat ako.
Yes.
Parang,
Billie,
parang wala na ako masabi after ni Pauline.
gusto ko nang paiyakin pero ayoko eh. Pero wag na lang. Parting words is a very hopeful and positive.
So, ladies and gentlemen, and to everyone in between, thank you so much for being with us today and for sending in your questions. They have been really fun to answer. They're very challenging. Now, as my parting word, I have a favor to ask to all of you, to all our viewers, and you can also suggest or ask other people to do this. I want you to look at yourself in the mirror every morning, every night, or even right now. Tell yourself one thing positive about you, or put it on your story, make a video diary, and tag me. Because I want to grow with you. I want to learn to love myself with you. And I want this journey to be memorable not only for me, but with all of us. I want to be in this with you together. So thank you once again. And I am really looking forward to all those videos and taggings.
Naloka ako dun sa parting words ni Billie. Para namang si Billie Tunsi. Maiksi talaga yung buhok at talaga, ano pa, look at the mirror. What do you see? I see my beauty. What else can I, parang gano'n. Okay, thank you so much, ladies. Mario, what are your parting, impactful, imperative, and full of meaning words for our viewers?
Hirap naman. Okay, but sige, I'll try my best. Okay, so let me start with by sharing, everyone in Miss Universe Philippines, we view the handling of Miss Universe Philippines as a brand as a blessing. It's a privilege. So we're taking it very seriously by making sure we use it for something that's good. So that's why we are really working hard to provide you with something that will revolve around the three values: role models, rallying points, and also harbingers of hope. Because for us, it's very important, especially at this time, to communicate something good. And this is Miss Universe Philippines' contribution to what the country is going on right now. So in the end, we hope that as we share those, we can all be phenomenal.
Thank you so much, Mario. And before we really end, let's give a big shout out. Para isa-isahin ko lang yung those who really gave their comments. To Brian May, to John Paul Amel, to Alvin Sioson, to Tito D, to Mike Francis Oropesa, sa lahat ng nagbigay ng questions. Thank you so much. Julian Luca Datugan, Andrew Apilado, Vic Ramirez, Ben Diaz, Jerry Ortega, to Angel Comia, your Angel Comia.
Angel, we love you.
To Tope, Kababat, and the others. And also to yung mga Ashley and Clint De La Torre. And the next time I see you, Paula, will talk Spanish, okay?
Sige,
The next time we see each other, Pauline, will be at Alona Beach.
Oh, please.
And the next time we see each other,
Can I join?
Yeah. Next time we see each other, Billy, I'll be flying with you as my cabin crew.
The next time I see you, I'll be serving you my famous chicken tikka masala.
Wow.
Oh my God.
You should try.
My goodness. Oh, you kala niyo ba? Kasi Mario then, he really learned to cook during this pandemic. Every time he would post the food, sabi ko nga, Ay, kung natututo siya magluto. Ano talaga? Ibang
Cater shop
level.
na may activity yung
Oo.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to the day na magkikita-kita tayo lahat in person. Maybe the beso-besos are not yet allowed, but at least the mere presence of a physical presence na naroon tayong lahat, I would really look forward to it. And I look forward to working more with Miss Universe Philippines as I have always been doing this past, hindi lang during the pandemic, actually even before the pandemic pa. And thank you so much for tuning in to us this afternoon. It's been a very fun conversation with these four guests. And watch out for next week's episode. I won't tell you pa kung sino yung guest, but it's something na aabangan din talaga. And ang talagang aabangan nyo will be my birthday episode on the second week of August. Pero matagal pa yon. Second week of August pa yon. So it's something different. So thank you very much to everyone who watched the 5th episode of Pageantry Norms. Stay safe. Where I am right now, it's raining cats and dogs actually,
Same.
but I like it because the weather is cooler. So thank you so much, and stay safe, and spend the rest of your Sunday with a smile and a good dinner, and whatever it is, the coming week will be more full of hope because I am a self-appointed harbinger of hope. I can rally to becoming a role model and become phenomenal in each and everything that you do.
Everyone.
Thank you so very much for your time spending with us, and goodbye for now. Bye-bye. Let's give our flying kisses to everyone. Bye-bye. Ay, natutuwa ako because we're still live. Ay, magasalita na naman ako.